Good morning, y'all. I am actually headed to the Washington Center of Performing Arts, where my kiddo's field trip is today. I already paid for, signed, did the whole shebang when it first came out. So my walk's gonna put on hold. So my paper that I'm working on this week, I emailed my teacher just for a little bit of clarification, because it doesn't say it's accumulation paper, but like reading the instructions for this paper, it feels like it, but I want to verify it before I start pulling in chunks from other papers into this paper that it's okay. Ooh, it's cool. I have plenty of time before the volunteering actually starts, but I know how much of a pain that parking can be, and I want to get good parking, even though like they're like, you can't leave to put more money in the meter. Girl, I pay a meter with my cell phone, so not a problem. But I'll have to put like 3 hours instead of 2 hours on my meter, because I am going a little bit early. I thought I would walk around a little bit, but it is cold. I might walk around a little because I haven't done my walk today. I'm hoping my instructor gets back to me in the next day or so to be like, yes, go forth, conquer, get this paper done. It is, because it doesn't normally, he'll say that it's accumulation paper. I think I might change my hair. I think my headband completely flashes. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it. I have a hair tie in my purse just in case. So normally he says, combine all the papers, and like reading between the lines, you're supposed to combine all the papers, but I don't want to get it wrong. You know what I mean? Because I put off this 15-page paper for the last paper to give me the most amount of time on it, because I didn't think it was going to be as difficult, because I should be able to bring in major components from all the other papers. Basically, what I'm hoping to is mesh, if I can mesh all 3 other papers into it, like basically that's a 15-page paper. I know I'm going to have to add, like there's one section that hasn't been in any of the papers, so I'll have to elaborate on that, but I mean, it'll be close to a 15-page paper. I'm looking at the different sections. There's 7 sections he wants, and there are like 2 points in each of the other papers, so I can hit at least 6 of the points and then have to write about the 7th. And I think that's what his goal is, to bring together this 15-page paper. At least that's what I think he wants. So I'm hoping that he responds soon to see if my train of thought are on the right tracks. So last year, I think I talked about this last week. Yeah. Or the week before. I don't remember. My dad volunteered for this field trip last year because I couldn't get the time off of work. So I'm super excited that I get to do it this year, because last year it was on a Tuesday, and I worked Tuesday through Friday at this time of year. So now I get to go and do this with my kiddo. Not directly do this with her, because I'm going to be an usher helping a bunch of kids get seated, and then we're supposed to stand for most of the performance. It's one reason why her dad generally does not volunteer for this one, because standing up for the long period of time it takes is really hard on him. So my dad and I usually try to hit this one. Any of the field trips that require lots and lots of walking and standing, it's hard for him, as much as he would like to volunteer for them. So he'll do more of the in-class stuff, or This woman just got so impatient, she's going to turn around and go the other way just as the line is moving. Or she's going to cut through the parking lot. Oh, she just cut through the parking lot. She just cut through. Went in one end, out the other. She just cut through because she is so impatient. You know, it was a lineman truck, and I recognized the truck. And I mean, I kind of recognized them before my boyfriend went to school to be a lineman, but I definitely recognize it now. Oh, the fire department already out and about. Oh, car. Oh my gosh. Oh no, they're going to someone in a vehicle. Oh, that is scary. Luckily, the fire department's actually not far. Oh, I thought it was a lineman truck. It was a fire truck. It was one of the smaller fire trucks, but it's got the bucket. That's why I thought it was a lineman truck. And here I am saying, oh, I can recognize them. Yeah, I'm a dork. But either way, it was taking the truck a minute to be able to get through the stop sign onto the main road. And she got impatient and then cut around and then cut the fire truck off as the fire truck was pulling forward. And now that I know it's not a lineman truck, my bad. Just from how low my car sits and how it was blocking, it looked like a lineman truck. Look, no one ever claimed I was smart. Sometimes I don't know how I'm going through school, okay? Honestly. So I know I talked about it last week, but like I am really kind of stressed out that I'm gonna have to drop the second class. I don't like dropping classes. Ooh, lashes by Maggie. Maybe I'll look her up. That looks comfortable. Looks nice. I really want to get my lash extensions again. I'll look to see if it is price comparable to the place I like to go to. But if they're not, it ain't happening there. Sorry, Maggie. It's not something that I'm gonna do anytime soon. I know my upkeep. I know how many weeks I can go in between fills. So it's about working it into my budget. I don't want to work it into my budget until I have more of my debt paid off, and I'm doing good. I know in my last budget video, I think, gosh, I make so many videos, so many different videos. Sometimes it's hard to keep track. Which I've talked about dropping one type of video. I don't know, but I have about $300 a month that I can throw towards debt. I was throwing $250 towards debt, but I have another $50 that I can possibly, or should be able to, throw towards debt. And originally I was going to throw it towards my Chase credit card, but I do think that what I will do is, instead of doing $250 towards Capital One and then an extra $50 towards Chase, I will just do the full $300 towards, I want to go up one more street, I believe. I'm going to do the full, $300 towards, I think this is the street I want. Well, if not, lots of one-way streets. Ooh, my car's just part of that. Was pretty cool. Yeah, I do need to go up more. That's okay. I'll go up. Anyways, I'll just do the $300 a month towards the one bill, towards the Capital One, so that can actually get paid off a little quicker, because that's set to be paid off in July. But if I can do a $300 payment instead of a $250, I could possibly get that paid off maybe a month earlier and get that done in June, and it'll bring up my payment payoff plan. So that's kind of exciting. Oh, and I can't turn down the road I want to turn down. Okay, so up and around I go. Fantastic. They're doing work on that road. That is okay. Adapt and overcome, you guys. Adapt and overcome. So I am like 45 minutes early. But it means I should get good parking or decent-ish parking. Road work ahead. Yes, I know. But I need parking. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to go further back up that way to get parking. Darn nabbit. That's okay. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna head home and work on that paper. Good morning. So, let me tell you about yesterday. So yesterday, found a great spot. Parallel parked like a pro. Only 2 hour parking. I need 2.5 hours. So after all my very careful parallel parking, I had to move. Let me tell you about volunteering. So I get there, and our volunteer leads were both out sick. So I stepped up. The lady who partnered with me used to be on the board, kind of knew what she's doing. I thought it was going to be more complicated than what it was. It was not more complicated. She almost refused to communicate with me, so I took some of the volunteers and we did our thing because she wasn't doing what she was supposed to be doing. She wanted to do it her way. And I thought she was my age. Apparently she was not. She was talking about how in the 2001 earthquake, her daughter was in kindergarten, first grade doing these plays, watching these plays. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize you were that old. I was like, you don't look that old. Like, you definitely don't look old enough to be having a grandbaby in first grade. Oh well. Not my problem. We got the kids where they needed to be. And even in the dark theater, some of the kids were acting up in the section that I was overseeing, so I was correcting their behavior. And one of the girls' dads, and I know him from first grade because his daughter and Alex were in first grade together. He was just like, you have great eyesight. You can see things in the dark. Well, that's what I do. Then I get home and told you guys about the saga with the mail. Well, instead of actually having a conversation with me, sorry, I had to turn the heat on. It's freezing. I need to defrost my back window. So instead of having a conversation with me, they stuck a spike in the ground near my gate with a pictogram of where they want me to move my mailbox. This car's gonna pull forward. Really, jerk? Just because you're late. That is so rude. I dislike people who are not proper. Like, that was not polite. Like, I left that roadway open for people turning into the roadway or going the opposite direction, not to block the roadway because you just wanted to pull out and be on the main road. Anyways. So there's that. Like, they can't even come to my door and have a conversation. And so basically, instead of my mailbox being up against my fence or anywhere safe for me to get to, I have to put it at the end of my fence on the road. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not super thrilled with where they want me to put. Plus, I can't effectively put my package drop there, which means packages won't get delivered to my house. They're just making things so miserable for me. I think they're trying to push me into renting a P.O. box, which that's not in the budget to get a P.O. box. And it's very frustrating to me that that is what they're trying to do. They're trying to force me into a P.O. box. But we'll move the package drop. I'm going to talk to my dad about building a little bridge so that he can step over the drainage ditch to use the package drop. I can honestly say that I hate the United States Postal Service. Yep. Plain and simple. I've been getting my mail delivered there for almost 4 years, and for the last 6 months, it has been a fight to get my mail delivered. That house has been there since 1950. Just saying. Just saying, post office. Just saying. Oh, good morning. I need to use my windshield wipers, but I'm a little nervous. Okay, it's just water. This was pretty chilly last night. And my dad's coming over after work today. We got a lot of things to do on Thursday. He's got to check out what's going on in my garage door. We have to move my mailbox. I didn't say a whole lot at physical therapy on Tuesday. And, they're like, what's going on? Like, normally more to say. And I was like, you ever have, like, so much bad news that you feel like all you're doing is complaining? I'm like, that's how I felt since I left here on Thursday. Like, all I got was bad news, and I feel like all I'm doing is complaining. So I just don't want to complain. And then just, letting Katie know, I moved my appointment on Tuesday because I possibly have to have a root canal. And she's like, root canal's not that bad, because she had one. And literally, so I told her about it yesterday. I found out about the week before. The week prior to that, we were just talking about it. Randomly, we're talking about teeth. I don't know. We talk about weird stuff. We talk about everything there. Us ladies. But we were talking one day about how she was eating a salad and she was biting down on a baby carrot and she broke her tooth. She said, of all things, baby carrot. I said, okay, yeah, legit, She goes to the dentist because, like, her tooth hurts and it won't stop bleeding. Oh, she broke it, right? They take a look at it and they told her, well, it needs a root canal. She was okay. And she remembers them making the comment that her tooth is very angry. she asked them later what they meant by that. And they said they can tell how angry a nerve is by how much it bleeds. If it bleeds a lot, the nerve is angry. If it doesn't bleed a whole lot, the nerve wasn't angry. And she goes, and apparently I had a very angry nerve. She goes, because my mouth bled. Whoa, I just watched a dude Fast and the Furious out into the lane, and it was unnecessary. But, you know, it is what it is. I really wish, instead of, if I do need a root canal on that root, on that tooth, instead of waiting to do the other fillings, they just do it all at once. Because that would be nice. Get it all done and over with. I have the money in my emergency fund, so I'm not worried about it at all. I know he knows that I am on LNI. So if he can help it at all, and like not just, I mean with all of his patients, you know, he knows I'm a single mom, but with all his patients, he doesn't like putting a huge financial burden on his patients all at one time. Sorry guys, there we go. So if he knows a lot of work has to get done, if he could break it up into smaller chunks, like granted, they do in-house financing, like interest-free in-house financing. Okay, so they do that, which is amazing. I'm on the crosswalk. I don't like being on the crosswalk. Oh, it's better than blocking the intersection. Oh, actually, no, I'm past the crosswalk. Okay. So they do in-house financing, where it's just like you set up a payment plan with them. Interest-free payment plan with them. Because they understand. You know, you sign a contract that you're going to do payments, yada, yada. Which is so much nicer than having to like try to get care credit or applying for finances, applying for, you know, credit and then paying that credit off. They just are like, we'll set up payment plans. You just pay in-house. And I did that for my Invisalign. And then we were going to do that for Alex's chin cup. But we said, nah, we just gonna pay it. So we just paid it. But it'll be fine. And then I'll go to physical therapy later in the afternoon, which I don't know if that's crazy or not. I mean, I'll probably be a little sore from, you know, my mouth being sore because they're going to numb up my mouth and stuff. Can't do a whole lot of eating or drinking, but I still want to go to my physical therapy. Oh, they put a light in this tunnel. On Tunnel Road. So that'll be interesting. So I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I'm a little tired. Oh, the moon is beautiful. I don't have a whole lot to talk about, so I'm just rambling a little bit because I know I'm not going to be able to talk a whole lot later tonight because I'm going to volunteer for Alex's class for about 2 hours and then go home and work on my paper. And I feel like lately I've had nothing good to say. I feel like lately I've done nothing but complain. So I figured, okay, let's talk about something neutral. Dental work. You know, dental work is both good and bad. It's very neutral. Monetarily, it sucks, but it's way cheaper than I thought it was going to be. It is. It'll be about, once all work that needs to get done, okay, if I need a root canal, all in all, it'll be about $400-ish. If I don't, it'll be about $205. So we're always hoping for the least. Always. Oh, this truck. But you know, dental work. Don't put off dental work, you guys. You get an abscess or an infection in your mouth, and it gets into your gum lines. Like, that can kill you so quick. It gets into your bloodstream so quick. That's what was so frustrating when they're like, you know, we talked about this, you know, back in August. Nobody set my appointment up. I was told my appointment was going to be set up, and no one said it. Trust me, I would have been here. I don't play when it comes to my teeth. And the hygienist that I had was new for me. I don't know how new she was there, because I only go every 6 months or so. This time it was about 8 months, but that's just the way the scheduling fell. So some of the ladies are the same, some aren't. And it's a really nice office that, like, when you just get done with dental hygienic school to start out with, and then they have a bunch of different locations you can transfer to. It's a nice office, but I'm like, I said, no. When Dr. Collins says that I need to get work done, the hygienist usually sets me up an appointment, and then I go. I don't avoid it. I don't avoid it at all. I was like, just like when I switched over from Willamette Dental, all of a sudden I needed 4 fillings. And he's like, you know, we'll get it set up for, like, when you can, you know, I said, no, let's do it. Give me an appointment. I will be here. Let's get these fillings done. Wisdom teeth getting pulled. My tooth broke in the middle of the procedure. The numbing was wearing off because the first two took longer than they expected. I didn't have them stop. They finished pulling that tooth out without more Novocaine. And she was like, I was like, I don't mess around. I have a high tolerance for pain. The little bit of Novocaine left that had not fully worn off yet was plenty. They were able to dig the tooth out without applying more Novocaine. Like, I don't play around. I need dental work, you get it done. I have very good dental through my job. I take advantage of my very good dental through my job. I always check to see if your insurance plans have dental. Find out what your benefits are. Take care of your teeth. So, alright. I just rambled for 10 minutes about dental care. That's how boring my life is today. Hey, you guys. So, I don't know if you can see our guest star. You can only see her arm. She woke up with a very, very upset stomach. So I am not going to send her to school because of with everything that's going on. And while she doesn't have flu-like symptoms, because her immune system's a little compromised with the upset tummy, she might. So she, unfortunately, has to come with me to run 2 errands. One, we have to go to the post office because my post office box hasn't been moved yet. So I don't have mail yet. And it's a week's worth of mail. And 2, if the roads are still like this, then we'll go to Safeway before hunkering down for the weekend. It's only supposed to, well, it was only supposed to snow Friday and Saturday. Originally, Friday was cast off on the forecast, and it was just supposed to be Saturday, but earlier this week, they said Friday and Saturday. But now, it's Friday, and there's snow piled on my car, and I can't park in my garage, so I forgot to put my shield on it last night like I told myself I was going to. But I definitely, as soon as we get home and I get Alex back inside the house, I will be coming back out with my windshield cover, because I may have to drive later today depending on my nephew's appointment. I really hate this corner. This is where I got into my accident last year. I really don't like this corner. So,
I think I was with Grandma and Daddy, so
you were with Daddy.
I didn't know about it.
Yep, I didn't want you to know about it because it was scary.
But I know about the one that was in the show. That one.
So I got a white chocolate creamer. The Safeway brand. Well, no, not the Safeway, Lucerne brand. I think I like it. It's more nutty than I'm used to in white chocolate. And it doesn't have a nut in it. It's just supposed to be white chocolate. but it's not bad. Okay, so far so good with the roads. My mom was concerned about my nephew coming down with my sister for his orthodontist appointment, and then he's supposed to stay the weekend.
Like for a month.
Not quite yet, Alex. We're getting there. But she's concerned, and I know my sister's had tire issues before, but she just replaced one tire not too long ago, and she just had to replace another tire. So the main issue tires have been taken care of. So this morning when I got up, I realized I didn't film yesterday at all. Not that I didn't want to. I guess my plan was I was going to film on the way home from physical therapy, and then I just forgot. And then I was like, oh, well, I'll film later, and then I just forgot. So my nephew and niece's school shut down for 6 weeks. And my mom had a discussion with my nephew, my youngest nephew, prior to the shutdown, that if his school was shut down, that she was going to buy a bunch of food, send him down to live with me for 6 weeks so that I can help him with his homeschooling. My oldest nephew, he'll be fine doing his schoolwork on his own. He is very diligent. He will get it done. He is very good. You gotta speak up if you want them to hear you. My niece, her mom is at my mom's house, so she'll be able to help. But my mom can't help him with his schoolwork. My dad, unfortunately, I mean, like, for the pocketbook, it's great, but unfortunately, he's been working like 7 days a week. His mom is working and doesn't quite understand or how to help him. It's not that she doesn't understand the schoolwork, she just doesn't understand how to help him. And I have the most education under my belt, and I've been the one that's been helping him since last November. So she talked to him about him just coming and staying with me for 6 weeks so that schoolwork can get done.
I like it. I don't think Josh was gonna like it.
Nope, Josh was excited. I talked to Grandpa last night. Joshua was already packing a bag when he found out his school was closed. Joshua was ready, which means
No, I don't think he's gonna be happy because he's gonna have to work on math, his homework for like 6.
He's actually going to turn his schoolwork on time. I know, which means this girl needs to upgrade her internet, because not only do I have one little mini gamer, he's a big gamer. And with their school being closed, all of their schoolwork is done online, and 90% of their school is done online anyways with their iPads that they are issued through the school. So I need to upgrade my internet to unlimited for a couple months. It means you should really have your turn signal on, bub. It means a little bit less money going towards my debt payoff for 2 months, but it means that that way you're not sitting out of your chair inappropriately and I look like a bad mommy. Thank you. It'll mean for 2 months there'll be about 50-ish, little more than $50-ish less per month for my debt payoff, but it means unlimited internet for 2 months, which I've already told her that after the 2 months, when Joshua goes back home, we're back to the minimal internet and back to, rationing our internet. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Rationing the internet. Unlimited is just not something I can justify at the moment. Granted, I am on the internet a lot for school. I keep cutting my head off. Sorry, guys. There we go. That's better. I am on the internet all the time for school, so there is that. But it's an extra $50 a month for unlimited. There are some months where I only use half a terabyte. There are some months where I use 3/4 of a terabyte. So, like, for me, it's really hard for me to justify an extra $50 for the unlimited internet. She's not with me every week. Now I'm sorry. Now that I've messed with it, it's all wibbly wobbly. She's not with me every week, so it is really hard to justify the unlimited. Like at Grandma and Grandpa's house, they have unlimited because There are 4 to 5 grandchildren there at all times because the one grandchild just comes for childcare, plus all the adults. So they needed unlimited, and the 2 boys, like I said, the 2 boys school, 90% of it while they're, not 90% because they still go to classes, but they do a lot of it on their iPad, and it's done at home, on the internet, and they have to submit stuff online. So they spend a good portion of their time on the internet.
This is what happened. Like their school, like everyone had to evacuate because someone in their school had the corona. No, not Joshua's school, but a different school.
There's a bunch of people in Pierce County that have the coronavirus, which is why the school's shut down. So luckily in Thurston County, we only have 1 confirmed case of the coronavirus. So Thurston County is operating as normal, but you do have people that get paranoid and are worried. And the only reason why I'm driving in the snow, because you guys know how much I love driving in the snow, is because my mailbox hasn't been moved yet, and so I'm still not getting mail service. So my mail is being held at the post office. So I need to come pick up my mail. And yeah. So we're gonna come. Oh, I forgot my earbuds, Alex. That's okay. We shouldn't be standing in line for long. So, and then as long as the roads are still clear when we get out of the post office, we are going to do a Safeway run so that we can get some last minute groceries, grab another bag of cat food before prices are gouged. It's a little insane for things. Luckily, I'm pretty stocked up on toilet paper right now, so that is not a concern.
It's in my closet.
Shh, that is our secret hiding spot for it. I do have some water bottles, but I'm also unwell, so, I'm not worried about that. I have plenty of hand soap, so I'm not worried about that. Plenty, because I used to be one that used to shop at Bath & Body Works all the time, so I have plenty of hand soap. And you guys, just because you don't have hand sanitizer, wash your hands with soap. That actually kills and eradicates germs. So use hand soap every time, please. You should have been using hand soap prior to this. Please use hand soap now. Please.